So guys, welcome back to today's session. I trust you all had a wonderful night yesterday, and yeah, let's get today's session started. So, initially, I wanted to wait for a couple of your mates to join, but from the look of things, I think we have quite a number of you here, so we can proceed. So yes, I would probably at the end of the session, I would make room for probably some questions that you guys would want to ask, probably pertaining to the end of semester projects, and then if there are any challenges you guys are facing, you might want to share them as well. So probably getting to the very latter part of today's class, I'm going to make that opportunity available for you guys to ask your questions. So without further ado, I think we can proceed and start. Let's admit these late comments. So before I proceed, if you can hear me, kindly send a reaction, just so I know I'm not speaking to myself. Okay, that's great. Yeah, so we move straight on to today's session. So for today, we are going to be uh, basically talking about very simple things, two, should I say major things, which are going to be typography and then how to conduct competitive analysis. So the reason why I chose these two for today's lab was because I kind of went through your designs and then I realized a lot of you are struggling to utilize your typography very well, and then also by now, um, per the per the curriculum we devised for you guys, you are supposed to have probably defined your problem statement by now. You've probably conducted your user research to some extent, and then you are beginning to make headways, and then also you are beginning to grasp a fair understanding of how to use the Figma tool. So I'm going to teach you guys how you can gather inspirations and then how you can conduct competitive analysis, and then uh, you can employ that in making your informed design decisions. So, so let's get started. And then also, I realized most of you were not didn't follow the procedures I mentioned in class the last time, where I asked you guys to create color styles for your project. Some of you didn't add the color styles to your Figma project. You just went ahead and then used some random green colors. So to some extent, that is going to go against you because I'm going to be inspecting the color assets which you have added into your Figma file. So please take note of that. Yeah. So let's get started. So for typography, let me show you guys something. So I'm going to create an artboard. This is of a random size, and then probably type something. So let me go to Google and then, sorry, let me go to Google and then copy some random text. Uh, comes what is mama second. Okay, great. Let me admit this one. So yeah, so you can see I just copied the paragraph, right? So when I want to paste the paragraph in my Figma file, there are a couple of ways to go about it. Now, the first one is when you press T on your keyboard or when you click on this T button over here, you can do this key, and then probably because mine this one is large, let me reduce the font size, and then I can paste it. So you see, because the oh these guys. So because the sorry about that. So because the paragraph is quite a very lengthy one, you can see the mess which has been created over here. Okay, and then I realized this was the case for majority of your designs. I mean, for the web page, I asked you guys to clone. Now, this is how to go about it. So you delete this, and then before you paste your paragraph, if you know your paragraph is going to be a lengthy one, you press the key on your keyboard, or you press the button over here. You click and then you drag. Okay, so with this, you are creating a container to contain the paragraph you have copied. So now you can paste it over here, and then you now have, let me delete some of them. And then you now have should I say, a very reasonable way to contain your text. So now you've been able to confine your text within a particular environment. Okay. Now, one thing I also realized was that in a case where you would probably, let me show you something. I realized some of your buttons, you guys had something like this going on. So let's say download me. Okay, so when you created the auto layout, then when you added your fill, so let me do this blue. So you see, even though you've typed your download me, you realize that when you created the auto layout, it's not fitting perfectly. Why? Because some of you have got a cursor over here, and I don't know who taught you guys that whenever you type your text, you should press enter. Pressing enter only gives you some empty spaces in the button you are trying to create. So when you type the download me, just leave it as it is. When you want to add an auto layout, yes. So that is that as well. And then I realized that you guys also have a problem with editing your should I say text. Okay, see, the next time, the next class, if you are late, I'm not sure I'm going to admit you to the class because you guys are disrupting us. So yeah. So now if you want to make more edits to your text, which is the typography, this section is what we use to do majority of your editing. So this is what we call the line height. So I'm going to increase the line height to something like 89, and you see what the change it does. So the line height basically increases the spacing between the text you have typed. Okay. So most of the time, I set mine to auto. So you can just type auto and then it gives you an automatic line height. But then if you want to increase it a little bit, and go somewhere 50 or even 60. Yeah, just for readability sake. So it actually depends on the type of typeface you are using, and then the size of typeface you are also using. Now this is where we used to change the typeface of whichever text you are using to design. So I'm going to stick with let's say 34. Let me just do 45. Yes, and then so a second. So there may be times where you've typed some random things, right? And then you want the the fill of your text to adjust to the automatic height you have. Now you do this by, I think because of the blue, you guys are not seeing it well. So a second. Great. So you do this by selecting this, which is auto height. So once you click on auto height, it spans to adjust to the automatic height of your text. Now, this is also auto width. Now, what auto width does for you is that when you extend your text, so you probably face this a lot when you are working with buttons. Okay, so let's say I want to create a new button like buy buy me, and then you leave some random spaces, and then you create your auto layout. Let me do that actually. Let's go for a green. So when you do something like this, you click on auto weight to adjust the width of your text in the frame in which it is contained. Okay, so that is that um, for auto weight and then auto height. Now, when you want to make more adjustments to your text or your typography, you click on this button over here, this ellipsis button over here. You click on it. Now you have more. Should I say you have more edit functions? So this is for the alignment section. Now, if you want to align your text, center align, align to the right, or even justify your text, you click on that and then it does that for you. So with this one, I know you know what justifying means, so I'm not going to touch so much on it. And then this is what you use to underline your text, but you can just hit Control U on your keyboard to do that. If you want to strike through your text, I mean, these are more edit functions you can apply to your text. Okay, so I think you can explore a lot of these edit functions when you go back to your Figma file, but just understand what it's used for. Okay, so for today's session, um, so for today's section, like I said, we are going to be conducting a competitive analysis for a real estate website. Okay, now what competitive analysis basically means is that now you've been able to identify your users' goals, their needs, their pain points, what they would want you to design for them. I mean, you have a clear idea of what you are going to do for them. In our case, should I say our clients want, a redesign of their real estate website, or even they want a new real estate website? How are you going to go about that? For you, your users may want, should I say, probably a redesign of Sakai or a redesign of the Bolt app. How are you going to gather inspirations? How are you going to go about designing a very good product for them? Okay. So once again, I'm going to be using certain Chrome extensions which I've made you guys download already. So in our case, our hypothetical client happens to be uh, DevTraco Plus. Yeah. So the next people to join the class, I'm sure they will be in the waiting room for quite a long time before I admit them. So yeah, our client happens to be DevTraco site, and this is how their page looks like. So when you look at this page, you may instantaneously see that there might be quite some funny things going on the page, okay? And which probably calls for a redesign. So then what you are going to do is that for competitive analysis, I want you guys, I mean, you guys are going to conduct one, and it's going to be a part of your semester project because yes, whatever app you seek to build has, let me see, already been built before. So you just probably have to do your research on and then find them out and find out how they built it and etc. So for competitive analysis, my first client is a DevTrack website. So I'm going to create a frame. So in this case, let me try and make it uniform for you guys. So I'm going to use the 1920 by 1080 artboard. Now I'm going to name this uh, dev charcoal plus dev charcoal plus. Okay, I'm going to create a frame. I'm going to do this very fast. So I'm going to create a frame like this, and then let me see if I can get their image. Now you come here, you click on the frame, and then you paste that image over here. Okay, so you can probably have something like this. So dev charcoal plus. Now before that, I would always like you guys to present your designs in a very good way, or should I say a presentable manner, since you are budding designers or upcoming designers. So I'm going to create a frame of size 1080 by NET. Okay, and then I'm going to have my competitor analysis over here. Now you might want to go probably a bit stylish and then add some image at the back. I don't know, but okay, let me just try something. So you might just want to have an image at the back. Um, it's on splash. So you look for something like, let me do real estate. Okay, and then give this a frame. Let me increase the weight. This about whether it of age or something. So competitor analysis, and then you can probably have real estate beneath it. So real estate website. Now for hierarchy's sake, I'm going to make this something 32, then regular. Okay. So competitor analysis. So this is more like an introductory page to your upcoming analysis you're about to provide. So something beautiful, something very simple. So our first competitor is, should I say, DevTraco Plus. Now, I want you guys to identify. So whenever you visit a site or whenever I want to visit a particular site for inspiration, okay. So this was a client I just stumbled upon. Now you would have to identify three things, and then I'm going to type them over here for you guys. So I want you to identify the strengths on the website, or should I say, certain things you feel the website did pretty well, and then I want you to identify their weaknesses. Okay, and then I want you to identify the opportunities these weaknesses present for you, or should I say the edge that you have based on the analysis you have conducted. So when you look at a website like this, you feel like, yes, there's an opportunity for you to do a better job. Now, what are some of the weaknesses on this website? Probably you start to identify them by saying something like, so on the website, the typography, to start with, the typography is not so cool. I mean, it looks off. You can see the images they use to, should I say, does not really blend well with the brand colors of the website, and the layout, the layout of the arrangement of the website also. Let me see if there are people in the waiting room. Okay, yeah. So then you can also see that the layout of the entire website does not look appealing. So you can explore more. You do all to like go into details of what the website entails, try and explore all the sections, see what they did well, see what they didn't do well, and then you note them down. So for strengths, you can just create a line over here. Okay, wait a second. Let me rearrange these over here and give them an equal spacing. So yes, so you can just draw a line. Um, okay, so I'm sure you can come up with a better layout. You don't really have to stick with this thing I'm doing. Why? Because I mean, this just I'm designing from intuition. Yeah. So for strength, you can probably identify that okay, even though the website is poorly designed, it's kind of serves the purpose in which it should, because DevTraco happens to be, according to them, they've been able to amass quite a lot of awards globally for best real estate um, staff, which I don't know how they managed to receive those awards, but yes, yeah, you can see over here. So even with this website, so you try and identify their strengths, probably even though the site may not be looking so appealing, they've been probably able to maintain their brand or their identity over the years, and it's selling for them. So for strengths, I would say the only thing I would probably like about the website is a second. I mean, I'm finding it hard to find something I like. I don't know if you guys have anything you like, but you can feel free and type it in the comment section, and then I'll see. Uh, so is there anything I like? So probably a second. Okay, yeah. So probably the web should I say the hierarchy on the website is quite evident, because you can see this stands out from the rest of the text. See, honestly, I'm struggling to find out if there's anything. I don't know if you guys have anything that you like. Let me check. The logo. Okay, so you like, there's nothing wrong with the website. Okay. So for strengths of the DevTraco website, I would say probably I like how they've arranged their images. Okay. Now, for the guy who said there's nothing wrong with the website, I'm going to show you, should I say, a comparison of another real estate website, and then you clearly see what is wrong. So, yeah, so probably I just like this section. So, strengths, you can type something like uh, proper display apartments and hostels. Line this has to be a little bit lighter. So for weaknesses, the weaknesses they are child, but second. So I'll say poorly designed hue section. Poorly designed hue section. I'm sure there are a lot of weaknesses you guys can probably come up with when you scrutinize the website. Okay, so I'll leave that to you guys. Let me admit this here. Great. Okay, so theme, styling, and typography, color combinations are spot. So yeah, so now we try and identify the opportunities that we have over here. So now, what are some of the opportunities that we can make this we can improve on this website? Now, I feel like we can design a better hero section, which will attract more users, and then cause us to probably land more international clients. Okay, I feel like we can probably enhance our images to look a little bit more modern, and then we can probably work more on consistency, because you can see over here the button, the text over here is the black, but when you come down the text over here is the white. So like the assets on the page are not so consistent. Okay, so then what you do is you use your awesome screenshots plugin. This time around, you are not taking a screenshot of just the hero section, but you take a screenshot of the full page. So this is what it does for you. So a second, great. So you copy it. So for your end of semester projects, let me even show you that before I proceed. So for your end of semester projects, you are to create a new page. Okay. and then just name the page. Should I see end of sem project? And then you on your keyboard there's the hyphen button or there's the dash button. I just want to do this to segment whatever you are doing for your end of sem project from what you are doing for your assignment. So you just click on the hyphen button, like you just make as many dashes as you want. That one, it depends on you. So once you create that new page, end of sem project, you create something presentable over here. I don't know about the creative, so something like end of sem project. Just center it, okay. And then now you proceed downwards. So now you name you should have a separate page for your competitor analysis that you are going to conduct. So competitor analysis, great. So then that is where you have these over here. So when I come to your competitor analysis file, I should see the analysis you have conducted. So real estate websites, the strengths, weaknesses, and then opportunities you identified from the website you scrutinized. Now, yes, so I would want you to create a new page as well, but you can note it down, and then you name this page a mood board. So basically, a mood board is like a collection of all the inspirations that you've gathered when you conducted your research, as in visual inspirations. I mean, so for this, I feel like probably they did some great things which I would want to employ in my designs. So I come here, I copy it, I come to my mood board, note the name mood board, and then I paste it over here. Okay. So this is the website I scrutinized. Now for my second website, I'm going to go with let me refresh so you see. So this is quite so this is also a real estate website, and instant I like using instantaneously. Instantaneously, you can see the difference between this hero section and then this hero section. You can now, should I say, appreciate it yourselves. Which one speaks uh, more luxury? Which one speaks a more luxurious language? As in, if you claim you sell really expensive apartments or hostels, which one do you think will sell your brand much more? So now this is another real estate website, and then you can see how their things are displayed. I mean, it's just spot on. No shade, but yeah, you can see they've listed their stuff pretty well. And then when you even go to view their properties, how the properties are being displayed and etc. I mean, you can see for yourself. It's quite pretty. Yeah. So you can click on any website and then so I mean like just try and scrutinize the website, okay, and find out if there are any weaknesses or if there are any strengths you feel that the website has should I say posed to you or you've identified. So when you come here to your computer analysis, you create a new frame. I don't know if these guys will allow me to copy their logo, but let me check. Okay. So your second use case is Castel RE management. Okay. Now, what are the strengths of this website? One, there are lots of white spaces on the website. It's a lot cleaner. I mean, I'm just sorry about that. So I'm just saying them. I'm not going to type them. I'm sure you guys can identify. So when you go back, you just try and identify the strengths, weaknesses, and opportunities on the website. So it's cleaner. It's much more easier on the eyes. It speaks a more luxurious language. I'm sorry if I can't see your comments because I would have to be switching screens every. Oh wow, you guys have been here for long. See, so I mean, this is more luxurious. This is more cleaner. It has a lot of white spaces. It's easy on the eyes. Users would most likely spend more time on this website than this because the elements are clustered and I don't know. You guys identify it for yourselves. So yeah, you can see the type of images they used. The I mean it speaks it's I mean see it speaks luxury. Yeah, I don't want to speak much. So yeah, once again I come here and then I take a screenshot of the website. So once again I go full page. So basically you are gathering inspirations, okay, for your design. That is if your end of semester project has something to do with designing a real estate website. You identify the strengths, weaknesses, and opportunities. What are so for weaknesses on this site? Me honestly, if you ask me, there are no weaknesses. So I'm just going to put any over here. I don't know if you guys have weaknesses which you've identified, but we can probably go back and then scrutinize the website very well and then identify weaknesses. But yeah, um, for the sake of time, let's just proceed. So where were we? Yeah, so you come back to your mood board and then you paste it over here. So this is your second inspiration you've gathered. Now you go back. So now there are a lot of websites you can gain inspirations from. So I'm going to be mentioning a few, and then yeah, you can note them down. That is if you are designing for web. I'll come to mobile in a bit. So if you are designing for web, there is a website siteinspire.com. Okay, so you can visit siteinspire.com and then yeah, and then yeah, you are presented with quite a lot of should I say inspirations. So now you decide to filter. So what style of websites are you looking for? What type of websites are you looking for? So there's school for colleges, there's agencies and consultancy. So in our case, I think we are looking for real estate or property management. Okay, so you just select property management and then you browse through. So if let's say I go through and then I find something I want or something I see very appealing, I'll just click on. So let me click on something like this. You can visit the website itself over here. Okay. So probably you've identified this real estate website as well, and then you feel that when you browse through, you like the experience, you like the vibe was giving you. Once again, with your awesome screenshots plugin, you take a screenshot of the full page, or you can even take a screenshot of the sections which you like, and then you just go and paste it in your Figma file. So when I visit your mood board, all I should see sh- must be screenshots of inspirations you've gathered. So this is also here. Now you go back, you look for more inspiration. So one thing I used to do, I mean, when I started, I was very fresh. I'll just go to top 10 real estate websites, okay? And then you are going to get quite some results. Let me see. Yeah, so you can get something like this, like seven best real estate websites. You go there, and then I mean, you get some sources. So you get best overall, which is Zillow. So now you found one inspiration. So now you visit, where is it? Where is it? Okay. So now you visit, yeah, great. So you visit Zillow.com and then you check how Zillow.com looks like. Okay, great. So according to them, Zillow.com is one of the very best websites when it comes to real estate. Okay, it's coming. So you check out the Zillow.com website, you browse through. Are there any strengths? Are there any weaknesses you've identified? If there are any opportunities you feel you can improve on, you proceed. So personally, probably the only weakness I would find on this website would be uh, probably instead of using illustrations, since they began using real world images on their hero section, I felt it should stay consistent throughout. So probably find a client buying a home, find an agent selling a home, like I mean real world images to represent on these cards, and then probably find someone renting a home over the section. Yeah, great. So I think aside that, proper use of white spacing, proper use of colors, hierarchy, buttons, stuff like that. So you just identify the strengths. When you identify the strengths, you just come here and then you input it over there. So I think second, let me copy the image. You come here and then you paste it. So zillow.com. Yeah, so that is Zillow. Identify the strengths, the weaknesses, and then the opportunities you feel you can you can make if there are any improvements. So probably opportunities, used real world images instead of illustrations, illustrations on card. These illustrations as well. Okay. Yeah, so that is your third. So I mean, you can conduct multiple, should I say, competitive analysis, identify the strengths, weaknesses, and then opportunities you feel you can take advantage of. Now, another website I would recommend for searching for inspirations is, I think, Landbook. Okay, so Landbook is uh, Landbook is also a good website. So when you come here, you see it has been segmented for you already. So there's portfolio website, there's landing pages, there's blogs. That's if your end of semester project has something to do with blog creating or blog post or something. These are all places you can find inspiration. So you can be noting them down. I mean their websites. I think another website is Mobbing. Yeah. So this is where I'll see the oh crap. Sure. So this is where I'll see the mobile app guys have an advantage over I mean those working on end of for your end of semester projects, those working on web interfaces, because there are lots of oh, crap. So this happens a lot, but the website will be up in a while. So I'll revisit it when it's back. So yeah, you can have access to, should I say, a lot of inspirations. Okay, and even the user flows that you should follow. That's if you are struggling to probably design the sign-in page where it should go next and stuff like that. So when mobbing is back up, I'm sure I will go back and then I'll see. Yeah, so it's still not back up. So yeah, I think the last should I say inspiration. I wouldn't recommend Dribble because Dribble has nice designs, but the UX standard is pretty low because they just focus on beauty and signing. But I mean, it's still a good place to gather inspirations from. So when you come here, let's say you look for something like real estate website, you search and then you begin to get some cool designs. So once again, if you find something that catches your eye, for instance, I think this looks pretty cool for a hero section. So what you can do is you right click on the image, you go to copy image, you come to your Figma file, you go to your mood board, which is a place where you are gathering inspirations for your design. Then you paste it over here. Okay. So now, whenever you want to design your hero section, you kind of have a fair idea of what you want your vibe to be, because based on your analysis, you've been able to gather some inspirations. So you come back here and then you look for other interesting designs you feel like that's catch your eye. So I think da, da, da. I think this looks cool from afar. Yeah. So once again, you copy the image. So your mood board, when I come here, I should see like just screenshots and images. So you paste it here and then you yeah, you drop it here. Now let's go back. So like I said, if you are running out of ideas and you don't really know like what you should do or how you should go about getting inspiration, you can just you can even Google it, probably top 10 sites to gather inspirations for UI UX designers or something. I'm sure you're going to get some pretty interesting results. So for the mobile app squad, let me check if Mobin is back up. Okay, great. So so even for web, so now I think they added this web section recently. So if what you are downloading, what you are designing for your end of semester project falls within any of these categories. So maybe you want to redesign Sakai. I'm sure that should fall under education. So probably you can gain some inspiration. If what you are designing falls under health, let's say you are designing a medical system, you can gain some inspirations over here. If you feel like you want to be the next Elon Musk or something, so you want to redesign Netflix, you can go to where is entertainment, probably music and audio. Great. So now when you come to let's say Spotify, you have access to, should I say, almost every flow that Spotify has in the app and even on their websites. So if you're struggling to get inspiration, these are some of the places you can come to gain inspirations from. So once again, when you see something that catches your eye, probably you want, I mean, we are I'm veering off from what we are looking for. We want a real estate website. So let me see if they have anything real estate over here. Uh, shopping, social networking, travel and inspiration, developer tools, business. So I think that should fall under travel and transportation. Okay, yes. So I'm going to go with something like, let me see this. So this is TripAdvisor. Yeah. So you go to the TripAdvisor page. If there's anything that catches your eye, so probably I like how they designed this section of their page. You just hit copy, you count your mood board, and then you paste. Okay, so whatever design you want to do for your end of semester project, be it I don't want to do list app is not considered, it's even out of the question, but if it's like something I want to do, I don't know if someone can just type some of your project ideas. What if someone has not done what you want to do? Jerry, if you can probably elaborate more, I'll be glad. How many screenshots are you supposed to have in a mood board? Alex, if you can have 1,000, that would be cool. What about dribble? Yeah, dribble is cool, but like I said, dribble, most of the guys over there, they just do the thing to look pretty. They don't really consider the UX of how the website looks and all that. So I mean, dribble is great. So you can visit is Behance. Behance is also quite cool. So let me see. So on Behance, you can look for something like real estate website. And then you're going to get quite. a number of ideas. Yeah. So if you once again, if you see anything that catches your eye, don't hesitate. You just come here as a copy work. So I think you can just copy it. You can copy it and then you paste it in your. You can copy it and then you paste it in your Figma file. Okay. So for the mobile app, guys. So let's say we want a real estate mobile app. Let me click on some. Hmm, Real estate mobile app. Once again, me, I would advise you for your first search, or if you want to gain inspirations, the first thing you should do, just come here. Always, there's some top 10 somewhere. Top 10 real estate mobile apps. Get some cool results. You click on them. Okay, this one see Zillow again. Go back for now joining. Interesting. Top 10, top 10, top 28. So you go through them for to some extent, right? If they so for something like this, they tell you property house, you can actually download the app on your phone. Try using it to see how the experience goes about. You come back to your competitor analysis page. You identify the strengths of the mobile app, the weaknesses. Probably the UI is very poor. You don't like the time it takes to load images or something. You can identify all of them here under the weaknesses section. If there are any strengths you like how responsive their mobile app looks. If you've identified any opportunities, you can feel free to type them here. Okay, so yeah, so me, like I said, for my first point of action, I would always top 10 real estate mobile apps, top 10 real estate websites. Okay, and then when I'm out of options, I now come to mobbing, and then under categories, you can do something like should I say travel and transportation. So you can see probably Expedia. Okay, so you go to Expedia. So like I said, I don't know how you guys are going to be designing your apps, but I can foresee that if it's a mobile app you are designing, most of you will struggle with, I mean, the first five screens. So probably you'll be wondering, what should I put, or what should I type under my sign in section, create accounts, forgot password. All these things are here available for you. So you come once again, like this sign in, for instance, you count your mood board and then you paste it here. Okay. So that when you are designing, you know that okay, you've covered your sign-in screen. At least you know what to type beneath it and all that. So yeah, for competitor analysis, I think we are good to go. So once you've gathered all the inspirations you need, okay, let me just do something simple for you guys to see. So once you've done your competitive analysis, like I said, before you even move on to do your competitive analysis, you've already engaged your users. You know your target audience. You've identified their needs and their goals. So by now, I'm sure most of you are 75% done with the whole project, because that is like the most tedious part, trying to understand your users and getting to know what they want. So if it is a website that your users want, if it is, in our case, it's a real estate website that our users want. So we've been able to identify that. Now we've gathered our inspirations on our mood board. Now the next step you go ahead is to proceed to make your designs. Okay. Now for something like this, probably I'm just going to do the hero section. So I realized that okay, Dev Traco, they have a lot of weakness. Uh, when it comes to the hero section, it's should I say fairly poorly designed. Now this one has a very pretty design. This not so much. and you feel like, okay, this is great. You feel like this is also great. So now you create your artboard. So like I said, when you want to make your designs, you create a new page, and then you name it something like hold on. So I don't want it to be so long. So um, let's do something like ESP main design. So ESP simply means end of semester project. So ESP. I mean, you can, if you feel you want to type everything out, feel free. I just don't want to. So end of semester project design. Okay. So you have something like this. You always consult your mood boards for your inspirations. So you create your frame. I'm going to go with 1920 by 1080. And the reason why I keep using 1920 by 1080, most of you would ask, mainly because it's widely used. Okay. But then if you feel like you are designing on a MacBook or based on the dimensions of your, should I say, of your screen, I know some of you use Chromebooks and also your dimensions might be a little bit lesser. Okay. So I don't know, for that, you can just, I think you can visit this website. Is it what is my screen size resolution or something? It's something like this, and then they tell you what yours is, so you can just 1680 by 1050. So you can just adjust it 1650 by what is it 1050. Yeah. So if you feel like the 1920 is too wide for your screen, just go and find out what your resolution is, and then you use that. Okay. How many minutes do you have? Oh, crap. So yeah, I think we don't have much time. So I'll pause over here, and then I would like to hear any questions you guys have. Okay, because the class has almost ended. So if you have a question, you can raise your hand, and then I will unmute you to speak. Give me a second to make the adjustment. So yeah. So I think you can unmute yourself and then speak.